Sorry, this video does contain some commentary from my birds. So because we are getting close to the summer season, I thought I'd do a quick little review of this really wonderful graphic novel called This One Summer. Now, this isn't exactly a manga, but it is by two Japanese-Canadian women, Mariko Tamaki, who was the writer, and Jillian Tamaki, who did the artwork. And they're actually both cousins as well, which adds kind of an interesting dynamic to it. This One Summer tells what's on the surface a pretty simple story about this girl named Rose and her family's annual trip to their summer cottage in this rural lakeside community. And it's about her and her family and her best friend called Wendy, who's a little bit younger than her, and their relationship. And there are two main plot lines in the story. The first is about her parents' marriage and how her mother is still very depressed about not being able to conceive another child, and how her dad is getting kind of frustrated that the mom is still so depressed about this. And the other plot line involves some teenagers in the village. There's this couple where Rose actually has a crush on the boy half, and it turns out that the girl half might be facing an unplanned pregnancy, and there's a lot of drama going on there. The art in this book is so beautiful and so delightful and so perfectly fits the story. I absolutely can't imagine one without the other. I just love the faces of all these characters. They're so quirky and so unique and so expressive, and I think the stereotype with comics is that human faces and human bodies have to be idealized, and they have to be in order to be really simplified enough to work on the page. But in something like this, you can see she has this very realistic style, but they're still really simple and really easy to connect with, and I just love the diversity. And one of my favorite characters is Wendy, because she has such a cute, expressive character design. Like, I love her like cute, kind of pudgy little body, and all the poses she strikes, and her really cute freckled face with her really expressive eyebrows. She's just absolutely a delight to read about. The color scheme is also really interesting because it's kind of like these faded blue tones, almost like it's a sepia photograph or a faded watercolor, and I think just that in itself adds so much to the feeling of nostalgia with this book, and sort of captures this kind of wistful, kind of remembering feeling that adds to the story a lot. So overall, would definitely recommend. I'd say probably for 13 plus teenagers, because they do have some profanity in the book, and there are some more serious issues being discussed that I think may be too heavy for younger kids. But it's certainly not graphic for the sake of being graphic. It's certainly not explicit in a way that seems unwarranted. You mostly see things through the eyes of these younger characters and hear them discussing the issues rather than having stuff actually happen on screen, which I think is a good way to go. And everything that's in there is really in there for the sake of character development, for the sake of the story. So maybe this summer, check out This One Summer if you're a fan of comic books.